Blog Talk Radio.
What time is it?
WH Radio. We are the best in the world at what we do.
Welcome back to another edition of WrestlingHeads Radio. You got skits. I'm here with Chris and Oscar. What is going on, gentlemen?
What's up? What's going on?
Yo.
Today we have a big show. We got Mr. Paul London that will be joining us in a bit. Looking forward to this interview. He was actually on the show a couple months back. Had a good time with him. I'm pretty sure you guys are excited too.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Man,
we could talk about Paul London a lot. I mean, we have a lot of stories about him. Like, we could talk about his reign with the WWE tag team belts with with Kindred, and that time in 2007, 2008. That's pretty much the last time the WWE had a good tag team division. So
Definitely. I also want everybody to say hi to Toby. Toby is on with us today.
Hello.
So,
Hello, am I calling into the wrestling show with Paul London?
Paul London,
Where the hell is Paul London?
He
Paul London
actually will be calling in. He should be calling in a few minutes. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Chris has been super excited about this one.
Well, yeah, like I said, I've been following his whole career. I mean, I was there during when the Please Don't Die chant started. I was one of those jaw drop goofs that were just amazed when he did that front flip off the ladder on the Michael Shane. I mean, and that was in '02, so in a rec center. So I mean, that was alone just a crazy. That will always stick in my mind, and I'm sure tons of people have just not only saw it live but watched it.
So can you tell us some of your memories watching Paul?
Who, SoCal legend Paul London?
Yes, sir.
Never mind. You guys aren't any fun. I'm going to get my ass kicked for ripping on people. But anyways, yeah, Paul London, he was, I just remember, speaking of what Chris just said, the one that really sticks out in my mind, it wasn't even anything. I think it was like a SmackDown or something. And I remember Paul London taking a clothesline on the apron. And it was the first time I ever saw one of those clotheslines where they kind of jump up in the air and they get closed into a backflip. And
he sold. Yeah.
It was just, I just saw that on the apron, and I was just so blown away by that. I'm going, oh my God. And he made the other guy look like $1 million. I mean,
yeah. And the thing is, I'm sure he was probably, first person to raise his hand and say, absolutely, I'll make you look like $1 million. But, that only helps both guys. I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about. How about when he fought Lesnar? I mean,
gentlemen, I think we have Paul London here on hold. Is Mr. Paul London, are you on air with us?
This is Mr. Paul London. That makes me feel old. Thanks.
I just called you a legend.
I think I'm actually older than you, sir.
You might be.
I don't know, but not in spirit, man. I'm a dinosaur.
Welcome
like
back
a weird...
to the show, man.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. I don't know if we're on now. I guess we're on. Yeah, we're good to go. Yeah, no, thanks for having me. It's good to be back, man. Thank y'all.
Yeah, definitely. Ever since the last time we had you here on the show, we've seen you at PWG 10. You actually have a wrestling school that's coming out soon that we want to talk about. You're returning to Ring of Honor.
Yep. We can talk about it all.
I want to find out more about the wrestling school, though, because I'm actually training at Santino Bros right now.
Oh, great. Did you send me an email, by the way? Like, a training email? Someone from their school sent me a training email, and I'm so bad with names and faces. Either way, yeah, no, I have a program for those who are workers or who claim to be. I have a program for people who've never stepped foot in a ring before. My philosophy is that, everyone has something to offer. It just may not be in the ring. So I don't really turn anyone away unless I feel that they're, a danger to the group or to myself or to themselves. But I try not to turn anyone away, to be honest with you. I feel that everyone's got something to offer. It just may not be in the ring. But training is underway. It started last week. I'm in Austin, Texas. I was in LA about a month ago, up until about a month ago. But as y'all know, LA is so oversaturated. Southern California itself is just so oversaturated. But that whole Southern California, LA area is so oversaturated. Brian's doing training now as well. So many guys are training. But I didn't want to step on Brian's toes either. So I made the decision to come back out to Texas where it's more affordable, more inviting, it's more welcoming, I think, to an outsider, friendlier. I think it's more beautiful, but I'm biased. But yeah, it's really exciting. We're looking to do a launch, grand opening in the new year. I just don't know if the first class is going to be December 30th or January 6th. I'm not quite sure. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, it's exciting. It's an exciting time.
Yeah, I'm actually at Santino Bros right now. I was actually talking to one of their head referees there one time, and I always wanted to be a referee, and no one in the Southern California area offered referee training ever. And I talked to Joey Chaos and said, hey, what can you do about getting referee training going? Because I'm like, there's got to be a market for people who want to be referees like myself. And Joey made it happen, and they started referee training. And it seems like they started the whole thing because, like you said, now in the Southern California area, it seems like every freaking school offers referee training now. So
yeah, I didn't even know that that was the case. I just knew that they were just, Tom, Dick, and Harry training Tom, Dick, and Harry, in the backyard or wherever. And it just seems, it's tough. It's tough on a kid who doesn't have all the resources, to have options. And a lot of times people have to make concessions, and they go somewhere that maybe they're not taught properly or not really taught at all. They're just taken advantage of or beat up, and they take their money. And there's just so much negativity that goes with it a lot of times, because the honest truth is that most people that are training either aren't qualified, in my opinion, and or haven't been there, done that, to walk the walk, And so many years ago, many years ago, because I'm old, I had a book that I ordered out of PW Illustrated, which most of the listeners probably won't know, but that was a magazine back in the day. And I ordered this book, How to Become a Professional Wrestler. And there was this advice in that book that I will take with me forever. And I pass it along. And it was, if they couldn't make, and they being a trainer, when you're looking for a trainer, if they couldn't make a star out of themselves, what do you expect them to do with you? And it just had such a profound impact on me as I sought out my training and I looked for the elite trainers. Now, obviously, the elite trainers don't always equate into the elite workers and vice versa, But I like to feel that it's no different than a trainer or a coach in any other field. If you're going to learn Japanese, I want to make sure my teacher's Japanese more first, that they speak fluent, obviously they're right. You know what I mean? You want to go to someone that's qualified. And I would say next to Santino's, because Joey's been around hell as long as I have, and he's been, all over. I'd say Brian, my buddy Brian, who's also opened up a training there. Those are going to be your best options. But for that being an endeavor that I wanted to pursue and am pursuing, I didn't feel like stepping on their toes, or trying to get into some sort of competitive wish-wash thing where it's like, oh, who's offering better rates? And there's enough nonsense. I don't need to add to it. So, but come out to Texas, and there's no one training. There's, nobody. It's wide open. Obviously they're trainers, but, you can only learn so much from Stan Cold, Steve Boston, or, someone you've never heard of. You know what I mean? The armadillo, I don't know. I'm devising an armadillo character. So, for a student, not for myself.
Well, according to Wikipedia, you were because the internet doesn't lie.
Sure, I'm actually married. According to Wikipedia, I'm married to Tracy Smart's daughter.
Yeah.
So, just want to clarify that is true. No, it's complete. Yeah, Wikipedia, full of facts.
It's got to be true. So it says you were trained by Dory Funk Jr., Christopher Daniels. At I never even heard of this Texas Wrestling Academy.
TWA was Rudy Boy.
That's it. Texas Wrestling Academy was Rudy Boy Gonzalez's school when he took over. That was actually the name of Shawn Michaels' school, was TWA, it was Texas Wrestling Academy. Shawn Michaels Texas Wrestling Academy. But then when he handed that school over to Rudy, Rudy kind of kept that name. And it's gone over so many evolutions, like ETW and blah, blah, blah. But that's Rudy Boy Gonzalez. It's essentially the same program as Shawn's school, which is where all that confusion came about, where it was like, he was trained by Shawn. No, I wasn't.
Go ahead, guys. Go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, and like I said, I've been a fan since day one. I mean, geez. And my thing is, and I have so many questions, but I'm going to start with this. I mean, to fans of your work, it's hard to imagine you having trouble in any aspect of pro wrestling. But when you first started training, what was harder to learn, the bump taking or the psychology of the business?
Definitely the psychology, by far. And that's something that continuously evolves. I mean, that's something that you don't just get it and you're like, oh, got it, I mean, to an extent, yes, but overall, no. It's the same thing I work with the students. And I conduct my, I don't even really call my training classes. I like to look at them, I refer to them as labs. Or laboratories, it's really a wrestler's lab. It's not like a gym or a factory or anything of that nature. It's a lab, and I look at it that way because you're in there really experimenting, and it's all trial and error, So, and if you're not paying attention and you're not doing something properly, it can blow up in your face and be catastrophic. Which happened last night. There was a kid who nearly, they didn't communicate the way I've instructed them to, and they rushed, as I've told them not to, and, there was a close call, which is what wrestling is. There's lots of risks. But for me personally, I found, the psychology to be very, something that you're either introduced to it, or your trainer has no idea what it is to begin with. And so it's not something that you learn in school. It's something that you learn along the way by having tons of just shit matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then hopefully having somebody who gives a damn, paying attention, saying, hey, look, that was god-awful, but this is why. As opposed to someone who's just like, God, it was god-awful, please quit. I really break things down. I break things down. I don't take a single move or sequence or moment in the match for granted, and that's how I teach, and that's how I train, and that's how I like to have the students conduct themselves as people who are experimenting, because that's what you're doing. Nobody really knows if they're qualified to do this or not until they actually step in the ring. Everyone can sit there and say, oh, this was so easy. This looks so easy. Well, it's because you're watching professionals. And they're called professionals because that's what they do. They make it look easy. But it's anything but easy, I assure you. But I'm very patient. I work really well with people with various experiences. I mean, it's something I'm very proud of. It's something that I've been doing for the past 3 years, running seminars whenever I travel. And so teaching just evolved as something that I've always really enjoyed doing, whether it was teaching basketball or whatever, art, because I was an assistant art teacher all throughout high school and everything. So teaching and, assisting others is always something I've really, really enjoyed. And, when I have a passion for something as I do wrestling, it makes it that much more enjoyable for me because hopefully that can be contagious to others. And vice versa. We have a kid in training who's, 5'7", 5'8", but he's, almost 300 pounds plus. And he's moving around and he's getting up and down. He's doing the exercises, and it's really inspiring. And it's inspiring to those around him. And to see him pushing himself is just it's awesome. It's awesome. I love it. And he's really surprising himself and seeing these light bulbs go off. I mean, that's really what's so satisfying about it for me is just seeing people realize, oh, I can do this. I can do this. Oh, that's how that works. Oh, that's why. So I love it, but it is extremely physical. Anyone who's trained will tell you, if you're not getting injured, then you're not doing it right. You gotta give it your all, and when you give it your all, you're bound to get injured at some point or another, whether it's a heel pointer or an elbow spur or a sprained wrist or much worse. But these dings and bangs, are no different than someone might suffer at football practice or wrestling practice or basketball practice even. So it's physical. It's as physical as it gets. It's not all showy. So that's how you learn. And that's what makes you a better wrestler, and you gain an appreciation for the hard work that we do. And so then when you make it, you don't just sit there and become a dickhead and you're like, oh, I made it. I'm better than everyone. Yeah. You're just, you need to remain humble. Yeah.
And lab is such a perfect word because, and what a hell of a professor, but I mean, it's like chemistry, physics, and kinesiology are out of the one. I mean, wrestling, it's different.
Completely.
And like I said, it's refreshing to have a person like yourself showing, younger people to achieve their goal in any aspect of the business, and it's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm excited. I'm really just the early stages of getting the word out. I'm looking at changing. We're working on redoing the name. I've taken over for promotion here in Austin. Funny enough, it was the first promotion that ever listened to me way back when I was 16, back in '96. I saw this ad on cable access and called it. It was like this wrestling show. It had like hay bales, for seats and stuff. It was really low rent. And I loved it, though. It was so charming. And so I called. I must have called this guy 100 times, and he finally called me back. And, he said, oh, somebody blows my phone up like that obviously wants something. And so anyways, he started training me. Long story short, it's the same promoter he's ran throughout all the years. He's been in my promotion, who's stood fast throughout all the years. And he's kind of ready to move on. He's kind of handing the whole thing over to me. Really, it's neat, but it's an exciting endeavor. So I'm in the process of really redesigning the whole gym and renaming it, and reworking everyone's working everybody over again. I mean, it's really like hitting the reset button. So it's exciting because I have a clean slate and a blank canvas, and if anyone's kept up with any of the work I've done in Australia. With a company that I'm working with, a friend of mine out there, there's a company, Outback Championship Wrestling. We've done something similar where we've taken a company from scratch and really tried to redevelop individuals who might feel burnt out or stagnant, and really trying to reinvigorate motivation and excitement into their careers or into their own selves, so that they can hopefully just continue on and move up that ladder and hopefully realize whatever dreams they might have. So. It's fun, man. It's inspiring. This is really a lovely sport, or whatever you want to call it. But it can be really something absolutely fantastic and phenomenal with the right mind frame.
Paul, it's funny that you actually mentioned that because I was going to ask, would you ever be interested in starting your own small indie promotion, like Brian has.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Brian's got Pro Wrestling in LA, and he runs on Wednesday nights, and everyone works their tails off. It's I think it might even be a thing where they work off the door, because it's really just younger up and coming guys trying to get exposure. And so I'm not, I can't say I'm looking at him as an exact template, but yeah, I guess I'm taking a few notes here and there from what he's done, but at the same time I'd like to really do something fresh, and so I guess the similarities would be that, yeah, we would both be kind of overseeing shows, because I'm not ever going to be that guy who's putting together a show just so that I can keep myself on top, much less work at all there. I don't think that that's a platform that I need. Now, if it was a situation to work with, students in the sense of helping them get better, helping them turn on the light, then that's a special case. But any promotion, which is the promotion I'm working on now, I say any promotion, but this promotion, and I say this because it's currently unnamed, and it's a work in progress. It's going to be very unique. I'm working on infusing the attitude of Austin into this promotion. And if anyone knows anything about Austin, Texas, our motto is keep Austin weird. So it gives me a lot to play with,
Great town. Great town.
It's the best town. It's the best town. And
the music festival there is awesome.
I'm sorry?
The music festival there is awesome.
Oh man, which one? You know what I mean? Obviously, ACL just did their first weekend this past weekend. And there seems to be always a festival of some sort, whether it's music or film or art. It's just an extremely artistic city, and I'm very proud to be from here, born and raised, and I'm very proud to hopefully really get this thing off the ground, this wrestling school off the ground. I'm really excited. I'm extremely excited. Actually, I haven't been more excited about anything in years. I really, this dominates all my mind pretty much all day, every day. So, it's really, really exciting. I'll plug it real quick also. If anyone has questions or wants to find out more information, my email address for the school is plprodojo@gmail.com. So it's just plprodojo@gmail.com. So I'm pretty prompt on emails. So what else, guys? Ring of Honor? Is that what you guys want to talk about? We can keep talking about the school. You know what I mean? I don't want to give away too much.
Go ahead, Oscar.
I was going to say, before I turn it to Oscar, we can get into Ring of Honor, but I think Oscar had a couple questions about your early career.
I'm all for it. Yeah, please.
Well, actually, I was going to ask you about, I don't know why I always want to ask you about, I met you a couple of times in PWG, and I saw you at AWS about a month ago, and I don't know why I never get to ask you this, but I'm going to ask you this right now. Back in 2007, when you were in the WWE, I attended that No Way Out pay-per-view with that match you had with Deuce and Domino, but I always want to know. Yeah, I always want to know that before it was advertised to be a four-way, I think it was a TLC match. It was supposed to be you and Kenrich against the Hardy Boys, Deuce and Domino, and I believe Eminem at the time.
No, it was Regal and Taylor. We were supposed to wrestle Regal and Taylor, in a singles or in a regular tag match, and then Teddy Long came out and made that stipulation with Eminem and the Hardys. Yeah.
So my question to you is, why did that match got canceled and they changed it to you and Kenrich and Deuce and Domino? Because I was actually looking forward to that match, and then all of a sudden it just didn't.
I don't understand. I don't think. You might have some false information. I'm not sure, because I was never part of a match that got canceled. At least not a match with the Hardys or anything like that. I mean, I was only in that one ladder match at Armageddon, and that was just supposed to be a regular scheduled match against Regal and Taylor. they felt that since we were in the Carolinas and this and that, they should add a little sizzle and a little spice. That's when they wanted to add the other teams. Now, as far as working Domino and Douche in LA, I think we did the promotion on City Walk at Universal, and it was cool, yeah. But that was just a regular, straight up tag team title match that was advertised. I mean, that wasn't anything. Yeah, that was kind of the beginning of the end, I think, when we started working those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I had to say back in 07, 08, that WWE Tag Team division was pretty good. And you and Kenrich had the belts for like a while, and it felt like you guys were like unstoppable at that time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're still the longest in history. I don't know. I don't keep up with it anymore.
331 days. That's how long you guys had the tag belts.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I know they just, we were supposed to go a year with it, and they got angry and changed their minds. And, that's very good. So.
Yeah, definitely. And you guys got a question, man?
Yes.
Chris.
Who's next? Okay,
go ahead, Chris.
Like I said, I'm going to go ROH. And like I said earlier in the show, I was actually in the Murphy wreck with the Michael Shane street fight. So I've been balling for a long. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I was one of those jaw drop people screaming, "Please don't die." So that was one of my highlights of my wrestling.
Wow.
And my thing is, I was because there's a lot of guys waiting in line for all these years at all these shows on the East Coast. Your name would always come up, and we would always wait. Now I understand that you got that thing going on in Texas, that positive thing you're going to do for pro wrestling in itself. But the question that's always asked is this latest run in ROH? Is there a chance that this could turn into a full-time deal with them, or would it just be a few shows a year?
That's a good question. That's a real good question. I'm kind of curious myself. Obviously I've got this next match scheduled the 26th of October with Roderick Strong in Chicago. I'm really excited. I've never performed in front of the Chicago crowd, at least not in the Ring of Honor sense. So that'd be exciting. I don't know. I had the match with Davey where he stomped on my face. I had the match with Elgin.
Hell of a match, by the way.
Yeah, it was. I've had some good showings. They've asked me to do other dates that I haven't been available for schedule-wise, so there is that. It's not that it's been this spotty as far as like we'll ask them here and we'll ask them there. I mean, they've come to me with other dates that I've had to turn down just because I've had other commitments. But with that being said, I have addressed to them, but look, if you guys want to throw some more work my way, then let's talk. Should I maybe make this a full-time deal? Let's talk. I'm totally open to that. The Ring of Honor contract, I'd look at it, obviously, but I can say that's the only contract from an American promotion that I would ever consider signing. Wrestling-wise, so I'll let that be known right now. But yeah, contracts are kind of a bogus deal, man. Anyways, they're always red flags littered throughout them. So I try to stay away from them, but I would, of course, I'd pay attention. I'd open at least an eye and listen and see what they have to offer. But I don't know if that's even in their mindset. I don't know. Now, if their mindset, and I don't know, if their mindset is, let's bring them in just kind of in this weird, sparingly kind of novelty-ish sense, then I'm not really interested in that either. Because I feel, I know I have more to offer than that. So, we'll see. We'll see. But at the same time, it's not to say that I'm selective or anything of that nature. I mean, obviously, if I want to know what I'm doing or who I might be working with, but oftentimes I'm everywhere else working with people I've never heard of, and it's exciting. It's fun. That's how you learn. And, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm excited with Roddy.
A lot of people. you have a lot of fans, like, definitely on the East Coast, or who miss you and glad you're back. So.
Yeah, me too. Ring of Honor, I wouldn't be if it wasn't for them. Really, I mean, they really gave me the boost and the catapult and the platform to be recognized on a certain level. So I'll always have them closest to my heart, probably than any wrestling promotion, until I start my own. So we'll see.
Yeah. Good, I guess.
So.
Yeah, Paul, since you're returning Ring of Honor, you've been in the ring with Davey Richards, I believe Michael Elgin, and now you have Roderick Strong. Is there any other guys that you would like to face in the near future that's part of the company?
Yeah, lots of guys. I think I could have, I know I could have pretty dynamite, at least fun matches, tell good stories with all those guys. I think, just off the top of my head, I know I've already had really fun times with Kevin Steen. Adam Cole, somebody I'd really like to work with.
Edwards would be awesome.
Is it, I can never tell if it's Ciampa or Ciampa.
Ciampa?
Yeah, Ciampa. He's going to take a Ciampa out of you.
Ciampa.
I mean, that'd be cool. That'd be real cool. Working with the Briscoes, would always, that'd be a treat. I've worked with them once in PWG in the tag sense, and I had a blast. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'd like to challenge myself with a lot of those guys. ACH is another one that stands out.
And he's from Texas.
Yeah, that's it.
Eddie
Edwards, a little Longhorn, a little
Eddie
Texas
Edwards would be awesome.
Eddie Edwards, I've had matches with in the past that I was actually real happy with. So I think, all those guys, man. There's so many guys. There's really only one that I don't think I really get excited to work at all. But I don't even really know why he's in the company to begin with. But that's neither here nor there. But the rest of the roster, to be honest, everybody has something to offer. So.
Me myself, I'm looking forward to see you in the ring with a couple of those guys that you named. Hopefully, you and Ring of Honor can work out something where you can help these guys become bigger stars, and also help the company even get more bigger than what it is today. Yeah,
I'm not claiming to be a savior or this or that, or that they even need it or anything of that nature, but I definitely have a lot to offer, and I know that I give it my all every time I'm out there, and I try to steal the show. It doesn't always work that way, but the mentality is there at least. So yeah, it's fun, man.
Paul, I think I speak for everyone on the show that we're all indie guys here, and I think the only reason why we talk about WWE is because if we only talked about indies, we wouldn't have any listeners. So.
Right.
Yeah, but
we can talk about the TV guys.
Yeah, but no, but I was actually going to ask you more indie stuff. We attend every Pro Wrestling Guerrilla event. Since you're so busy lately, it seems like starting up your own school and promotion pretty soon. Are you going to be back in Guerrilla anytime soon?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. Super Dragon seems to like to bring in a lot of people from Canada and all over the world, but I don't see him being that keen on a cheap flight from Texas for some reason. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Personally, I think their audience, I think they like me a little bit.
We love you.
We love you. Yeah, exactly.
I think their attendance and their DVD sales went up a bit when I went there, if I'm given the facts correctly from who distributes their DVDs. So yeah, am I good for their business? Absolutely. Are they keen to that? Who knows? But I have a good time when I'm there. I don't see myself being there anytime soon, if ever again. To be honest with you, who knows? Don't say never, right? But
Logically, I just don't see it happening.
That's very disappointing to hear, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's not because of me. Trust me, I'd love to. I'm, you know, when I lived there, let's just say when I lived there, I felt that they didn't take advantage of it as much as they could have or should have. And now that I don't live there, you know, who knows? Who knows? I made a lot of concessions for them. I'll just say that for me being right there in their backyard. But now that I'm not, I guess we'll see how interested they are.
Yeah, I mean, you had an awesome match with Kevin Steen at what was it? That was All-Star Weekend. It's an unbelievable match. That was, to me, that was the best match of the night.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You guys told a great story. So yeah, that sucks to hear. All right, well, next time, you know, we're going to PWG.
I'm not saying no. I mean, who knows? They might call me and say, hey, you know, we'd really like to fly in and pay you more, and who knows? I don't see that happening, but who knows? You know, I have a sense for how they run and how they work, and I just don't see it happening.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make a "We Want London" sign next time we're.
Yeah, please, yeah, let it be known. You know, they have tremendous talent. You know, they fly in a ton of people. You know, so money shouldn't be an issue, but
I'd hope not.
I'm just saying, pay attention to who they fly in and where these guys are coming from. You know what I mean? And then go on the internet and try and find the cheapest flights for all these different locations. It measures up. It adds up. You know, it's no different than like Wrestling Kid.
Believe me, I know, because I fly across country to go to PWG, and believe me, I can't find a cheap ticket to save my life. Right.
It's I don't see how some of these companies do it. This Wrestling Cares company, like, how are they not, like, completely bankrupt now?
We'll be there,
you know what I mean?
By the way.
Yeah, like, they're running again this weekend. I don't see how they do it. Like, their whole roster's fly-ins and 10-minute matches, right? It's strange. I don't know. Enough of that. Yeah, plprodojo@gmail.com, everybody. Or at London Foo on Twitter. Come check out my nonsensical tweets at 4:30, 3:30, 6 in the morning when I still haven't slept. Yeah. If you like insomnia tweets, hit the follow button.
Hey, Paul, I actually want to go back to PWG 10. Well, you started working with PWG in 2009, and you know you're part of the company back, you know, kind of when it in the I would say the beginning. No one has been around for 10 years, and you were a part of the show. What are your thoughts of where the company has grown from?
Well, I mean, let me just clarify. I mean, I didn't actually debut in PWG until 2009 because I didn't start working there. When I lived in Southern California back in 2002. I believe PWG, if I'm not mistaken, evolved out of like Epic Pro, or there was some other
Rev Pro.
Yeah, Rev Pro. There was an Epic there, wasn't there? Like Epic Pro or something. But yeah, Rev Pro. And I think then it was Rev Pro, and I don't know. I looked at it kind of like the head dropping promotion, you know, because it seemed to be like what everyone there wanted to do was be like this cool head dropping moves. So I was still over kind of floundering with UPW at the time because it was like, well, if anyone's going to get anyone noticed, it's these guys, you know, because that's where all these guys have come from. But they weren't paying any attention to me because I was as big as I am. I'm not a monster. So I was actually doing a whole bunch of flea market shows
for a guy named Martin Marin, right there at the Anaheim Marketplace, and I was, working in front of like 20 Mexican people, 2 out of 3 falls every weekend, these lucha shows, and working for nothing except, tacos or something. And I left. I actually hurt my neck really bad doing a springboard shooting star into the ring, and lawn darted myself and was in a neck brace for like 3 months, and I ended up having to leave California. So I left right as PWG was, I guess, being birthed, or just before it. And I kept an eye on it just because I had friends that had worked there or that were working there, like Kazarian and some of these guys. And then when I came back to LA, I think for WrestleMania 21 in 2000, I don't remember, 2000 something.
2004. Oh, five.
Yeah.
I was there. I was actually there.
Yeah, I think they were at the Jewish Community Center or something, like right off the 101 in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
And it was like upstairs. Remember that? It was like a small building, but it was really hot. So PWG used to run there at the Jewish Community Center. And that was kind of a bitch to get to. But either way, I mean, the company's evolved insanely from just, the work rate has always been an accelerated work rate, which, when I mean accelerated, I mean it's of the utmost level. It's at the utmost highest level as far as work rate, conditioning, athleticism, creativity, all these things. So it's still right there on top of that. I think they tend to cater a little too much to the internet fans sometimes, as far as I don't know. Yeah, but I'm a grumpy old man, I guess. But
I hear you. I'm with you.
You can't deny the fact that they're entertaining, and they put on a damn good show every time, no matter how long the show is or how late it ends. So
now, speaking of how the amount of risks that the wrestlers take in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, do you think that has a lot to do with the fan base that's there, as far as it gets the wrestlers really pumped up to where they don't want to put on a bad match? Is that really why it seems like the matches are, just a step up from everywhere else in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, or is it just that's just my imagination? I don't.
No, you're right. I mean, that's the audience knows what they can expect, and so when they get something less than that, of course they're going to shit all over it. So the boys are definitely in the grill. Are definitely they're definitely aware of that, But there's a psychology to working that kind of crowd. Do you have to go out there and be Mr. Badass, serious guy, MMA, tough, I can kill everyone guy? I guess, if you want to be that one-dimensional. They'll maybe respond to it, maybe they won't. Is that all that you find there? No. I mean, like my match with Steen, we had a lot of fun stuff in that. It was essentially two baby faces working each other. But it didn't have to be, let's see who can kill each other and drop each other in their heads. It doesn't, not every match has to be about that. You'll see that. But yeah, of course the audience, they want to appease to the audience. They want to work, they tend to work for pops, you know what I mean? And I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest with you. Even though people would think that that's how I work, but it's really not. I mean, I work, I like to look at myself as a bit of a conductor, to be honest with you, or a mad scientist, but somebody who might have a notion. I don't know, I like to work off spontaneity too, and off of impulse. I don't like to try to set up frameworks for myself too much at this point, because it doesn't do anything for me. Personally, it doesn't excite me the same way. You know what I mean? If you write A, B, C, D, E, F, G on a piece of paper and fold it up, stick it in a bottle, bury it, a year later you remember it, dig it up, oh, A, B, C, oh, great. Like, oh, great. You knew that. You wrote it yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. It shouldn't be that big deal. But, if you're grandmother that you were closest to and this and that, and she passes away, and then you find out that she wrote you a personal letter that she buried and didn't tell you about it, and you have no idea what it is. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more exciting, you know? The art of surprise, the element of surprise. I don't want to know what's happening. I don't want to know what's around the corner. I just want to do it. I just want to feel it. I just want to see what happens.
It's competitive improv.
Oh, man, of the utmost. Of the utmost. I mean, you're talking one-take stuntmen, one-take magicians. We would wear so many hats, you know, if you're doing this to the max. You're wearing so many hats. Now, does everyone wear that many hats? No, most people wear one hat. And it's the same hat everyone else wears. Sucks. But that's on them, you know. It's a matter of expanding your mind frame and thinking without shapes. You know, because everyone's like, I think this is what's acceptable. I think this is what will get me over. I think this is what people want to see. I think this is what works. I think this. What do you feel? Don't think. What do you feel? So, yeah. That's enough of my blabbering. I'm just blabbering, man.
Shit, I could hear this all night.
Yeah, man. Well, sounds good.
So the one thing I do like, it's one of my favorite things that you do is your entrance. And as far as there's not a person in the crowd that doesn't get a high five from you by the end of the night. It is, for some reason, I love it. It's very cool.
I'm starting to think that might have something to do with maybe the few promoters maybe don't call me back anymore. It's funny. There's promoters that hate that. They'll tell me, you try and keep it under 5 minutes or under 10 minutes this time or something, and then I'll just double the time when they tell me that.
No, I think it's hilarious. It's the longer you go, the funnier it is, because it's just like you keep going and you wonder when it's going to end, and it's just, to me, that's hilarious, and I love it. So.
Yeah, if I'm an audience member, I want to be a part of the show. If I'm an audience member, I want to be part of the show. I don't want to just sit there with my ass, So
Speaking of your entrance, I want to talk about your attire. Is that from like Dragon Ball Z?
You're so funny, man. That's like the 50th person that's told me that. It was an old NASA suit that I got like Halloween. I got it at Griffith Park Observatory. And I don't know, I just got tired of it, and I tore the sleeves off. And then everyone started calling me Goku. And I don't know. My hair is getting longer. So I might start putting some blue goop or something in it and putting it in spikes. But then I'll probably just look like some sort of Pac-Man 5000 reject. I don't know, man. I'm just a cosmonaut at heart. What can I say? But I need to get a new. I've been telling myself I need to get a white astronaut outfit. They're just a little harder to find.
I'll bring you some Apollo patches and get it official.
Oh, cool! Cool.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I thought about the idea of also like putting on a bunch of patches of different, sponsors and stuff like that. But I was thinking, I'm looking like a fucking NASCAR guy. I mean, Jimmy John's across my chest or something. So, I don't know. It's just a NASA outfit, but it's just my cheap little symbol for the intrepid traveler persona, but also just the fact that astronauts are the most courageous individuals on the planet. When they actually do land on a planet, not when it's fake and videotaped and there's wind blowing flags. That makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Paul, question.
Paul,
when Stanley Kubrick don't direct it.
Where's the wind? Why is the flag flowing so freely? Get out of here. That's right. Kubrick's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Paul, I was going to say that when the first time I saw you with that suit, I actually thought it was based on the Ghostbusters or something, because I thought I saw you with a backpack as well. So.
Oh, man. I don't know. I don't remember coming out with a backpack. I don't know. I've kind of decided to keep it, though, because I'm in the process of getting new gear made. There was a girl in England who was supposed to send me new gear 10 years ago. But I don't. Maybe she lost my address. But The one thing that I am going to start using is my brother's logo. He runs an extremely successful podcast and kind of nerd website. And I say nerd in the most endearing way because I'm probably bigger nerd than all you guys combined. Yeah, man. My whole family's nerds. It's called Geekscape. And, they cover comics, movies, music, everything. Well, not so much music, but video games. I mean, they cover everything, but they primarily cover video games and comics and movies. His logo is there's an astronaut, like a guy with a ray gun. And it's fun, so I think I'm going to start actually implementing that logo on my gear as a way to kind of pitch for my brother and for myself. It just kind of goes hand in hand. Geekscape.net. Check it out.
Absolutely.
Question, Paul, would you be willing to take a call from a caller?
Yeah, I'll take lots of calls.
We have a call from the 323 area. 323, you're live on WrestlingHeads Radio, and you're talking to Paul London. Go for it.
Hey, what's up? This is a mysterious Mexican. I'm just here chilling, listening to you guys. And I want to say, Paul London, it's an honor to talk to you. You're like one of my favorite wrestlers because I love high flyers. And,
cool. Thanks, man. Where you calling from, dude? L.A.?
Yeah, I'm right here in L.A. You know.
Oh, right on, dude. I miss it, man. I miss L.A.
Yeah, great weather.
For sure.
When I used to do backyard wrestling, I used to always base my moves on high flyers, man. I love doing, like, all those high flying moves, like jumping off roofs, doing reverse DDTs and all that stuff, man. That's like one of the things.
Yeah, just as anything, man. Like, I mean, I started on a trampoline, jumping off my roof and out of trees and stuff like that, just whatever I could do. But, all I ask is just use slight common sense. If something seems like you might hurt yourself, just be careful, man. That's all I ask. But, dude, get creative, have fun, get creative, hang out with your boys. I mean, it's a good time, man. Like, wrestling's fun, and it gives you a chance to be creative, so.
Yeah, you got to be safe. Yeah, I've been going to PWG shows, and I love when you're there because you interact with the fans so well. You make it so fun to be there,
thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I really love that. And I remember when you were buying Kendrick and Paul London were in WWE, man. I always love watching you guys right there in WWE. You guys are so entertaining together.
Thanks, man. Well, we're friends. It helps when you're good friends, too. We're legit, really, really good friends. We always have been, so it's easy. It translates. I think last time we were at PWG, actually, we had a cockfight. Not the kind that,
Oh, that was hilarious.
That was
pretty funny.
That looked totally off the cuff.
That was straight improv. That was straight improv.
Yeah.
So
you could tell it was amazing.
Oh yeah, I want to ask you one more question. I want to ask you a question about the Clippers. They have high expectations. How do you think they're gonna do this year? You think they could really do it this year? I really think they can.
I really think they can too. I mean, I think they can. I think nothing less than Western Conference Finals is acceptable. But obviously, finals and championship would be ideal. Now, obviously, if they don't win the championship, I'm not going to be upset. But if they go out in the first or second round, I'm going to be pretty let down. Yeah, that's going to be a disappointing season. So anything less than conference finals is going to be an absolute letdown. Now, I don't know if you saw training camp on Friday, but, the whole demeanor of the team is completely changed because they all have the utmost respect for Doc Rivers. Now, how can you not? The guy's a class act. He's a top-of-the-level coach. So I'm actually sitting here watching the preseason game of the Lakers and the Nuggets just because I'm such a basketball whore that I'll watch anybody if they're on, unless it's atrocious. I mean, I can't. If it's just shit basketball, I can't watch. It's hard to watch. But I like seeing a lot of people, the changes, the new players on new teams and this and this and this. But yeah, Clippers are my team all the way through and through. If you think I'm a bandwagon, forget it because I've been their fan since they had Danny Manning, Ron Harper, Mark Jackson, hell, Doc Rivers. Holden Polynese, man. Jeez.
Louis Vaught.
Louis Vaught. Yeah, Louis Vaught was awesome, dude. Number 35.
Elmo Spencer.
Elmo Spencer. Oh my God. Wow.
Best
man.
player
I mean, even
the best player Pooh Richardson.
Pooh Richardson was awesome, dude. I was a big Timberwolves fan too, and Pooh Richardson was on Timberwolves also, and I don't know. I remember Pooh, man. Pooh was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked all the losery teams, all these underdog teams. I think it's just something maybe in my subconscious because I've always felt like the underdog in everything. You know, even just if you're pursuing wrestling, you're an underdog because the odds are already so far against you. Now, I'm not trying to deter anybody, but yeah, I don't know. I think subconsciously that's just why I've always been attracted to these underdogs because, you know, you can identify with these teams. You can identify with these people. And I think that's what makes wrestling so fun at the end of the day is that a knockout wrestling show has people that you can identify with as an audience member or that you try to live vicariously through. That's why this stuff on TV, I just don't get it. I can't watch it because it's just, you know, I like to make the joke that what you see on TV is so far from raw, it's not even funny. Like, it's so overcooked. It's nonsense.
Speaking of...
it should be overcooked. You can't even call it raw because it's so overproduced.
Question. Speaking, you mentioned, you know, wrestling that's on TV. I know you done a lot of work back in the days with Bryan Danielson. What's your thoughts on, you know, how he's so over, you know, with the WWE fans?
It's great. I think it's awesome. You know, I don't know of anyone more deserving, to be honest with you, that I know of. I mean, Bryan's been there and done that, you know, and so now he gets to for all the wrestling and the kind of wrestling that Bryan has done, it's almost like he's getting to just relax in the retirement home now. I know that sounds odd because he's active. I think he's the champion or something maybe right now. I don't really know, but for the difference in work rate, you see what I mean? Not so much the scheduling, because, mind you, he's now a circus animal being carted around like they all are. That's just what you are when you're under their contract. You're a circus animal. So on that regard, that sucks. But in every other regard, you know, live it up, man. I'm happy for him. He's living it up. He's making money. You know, so I think it's terrific. You know, and the ounce of creativity and juices that he may have had to use when he was in Japan, it's like, well, this is just, who knows? Every day is an off day probably for him. It's just, I'm just sure it's just so easy, so much easier for him. You know what I mean? Because the talent's so inferior as far as, you know, he's wrestling just a bunch of clones. You know, whereas he was used to wrestling, you know. I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, it's like a good guy's finished first. You know, it finally happened. You know, a good guy finished first.
That's the way to look at it. No, you're right. I mean, he's a super good dude too. I mean, just a really, really awesome guy. I'm happy for Bryan. Happy for a lot of those guys. You know, I have a lot of guys up there that I really think are good dudes, and I'm happy for their success and their health. And I hope they can sustain, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Because, I mean, I was just, you know, just looking back at your career, like half the guys that you used to work with a lot are either just got signed to WWE or they're just breaking out right now. Like, you got El Generico. He's breaking out in their development, which he should be.
That's right.
He should be getting called up soon, which I'm pretty sure everybody's waiting for. But yeah, a lot of things I can see changing in wrestling period, not just, you know, the WWE, but I see a lot of change coming, and it's definitely in the good.
Yeah, no, I think so. They have a kid. Hey, I'm real happy for Generico too. I think he's going to do tremendous things once he gets on TV. I mean, I think from what I understand, he already is, but yeah, he's awesome. They have a kid down in developmental named Matt Silva. He's another ginger, much like Generico, and he's an Australian kid, and I think he's going to be really, really solid too. I'm not sure what his name is. I think it's like Buddy something. I'm not
Buddy
really
Murphy.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's. He's a good friend of mine. He's got a hell of a lot of potential. He's kind of got this mini Lesnar frame to him. But yeah, I'm not too familiar with anything outside of those two guys. So I think isn't Pac still there?
Yeah, Pac's there.
Are they using him at all? I mean, what an amazing talent that guy is. I would hate to think that they don't know how to use that guy, but they don't know how to use most of the guys.
Most of the guys that you probably worked with, back in the days are in the development. You got Pac over there, you got Chris Hero over there. Well, you got Cesaro, which is Claudio.
Yeah, he's doing amazing things. He's doing great things, huh?
Yeah.
Isn't Pac NXT tag champs or something right now?
They just lost the tag title.
Yeah, but he just actually lost it.
Oh, okay.
What's his name there?
Adrian Neville.
Adrian Neville?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What is he what does he sing, like elevator music or something? Or like
he's Aaron Neville without the mold.
Adrian Neville
without the mold.
Yeah, honestly. Are you shitting me? When I come off the top rope, I do so many flips and land on you. Like
his tag team partner is Al Jarreau.
Al Jerome?
Jarreau, remember him? No one remembers Al Jarreau. Billy Ocean's tag team partner.
Why does that sound familiar? But I'm not putting a face with it. Al Jarreau? What?
If you heard the song, you'd remember it. It's way back.
Okay.
80s.
I still want to hear some more Adrian Neville stuff. Like, if I ever been you.
It's crazy. Paul, we actually went to the WWE SummerSlam Access, which was, the little weekend thing that they have. Pac actually had a match outside, and we were cheering Pac, and, he actually, looked back, and, the guys that were at the camera were asking us, can you cheer him by Adrian instead of, Pac? So,
no one was calling him Adrian.
Good luck. First of all, that's like half of that's like a girl's name, and the other half is it's Aaron Neville. I don't know. What a horrible. Who comes up with these names?
According to Oscar, he came up with it, right, Oscar? That's what I don't know where you heard it from.
Yeah, he was on one of Kevin Steen's shows, and Kevin Steen said it that Pac actually is the one who chose that name for his WWE career. That's what Kevin Steen said. Come on,
he probably lost a bet.
That's.
I have a feel like I picture this group. I just picture this room where there's this big, like, colorful box, and it's got like wrapping paper around it, but then it just looks like a crappy raffle, like a raffle box. And then I just imagine one of these idiots that work there, in the office who don't really know anything about wrestling, walking in there, and I feel like they write down nothing but first names, like one first name on a piece of paper, and then and nothing but first names, and they just stick these names all in a box, and then they pull two out at a time, and then that becomes the guy's character. You know what I mean? So like Steve Frank, and you know what I mean? You have like Bradley Dawn. You know, shit names, man. These are shit names. I'm sorry.
Rodney Rogers. Do you know Rodney Rogers?
Yeah, like the only Rodney Rogers I know, man, is a left-handed basketball player. He played for the Nuggets. He was badass. But yeah, you get the idea. It's just these. Do you have two first names? Like, oh yeah, it's a cool wrestling name. No, it's horrible. Terrible name.
Hey, Paul, what do you think of Generico's name they're using now? Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. I don't know. I mean, that's at least decent. At least it sounds like a real name. Sammy's kind of strange. How do they spell Sammy?
To me, that sounds like a
M-I?
To me, that sound like a fucking like a murder.
M-M-Y. Is it M-M-Y or M-I?
M-I.
M-I.
Oh, that's not that bad. Well, I don't know. I've met a lot of Sammy girls that spell their name that way. It's strange.
I'll tell you this though, Paul. The fans are definitely just cheering Ole, and I'll never hear Sammy chants. So you hear Ole chants. So
Sammy.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's all let's go Generico, and no one calls him Sami Zayn. No one.
Why should they? It's so hard to invest in their name when I think the only name change that just kind of came out of the blue that took time, but I think people finally, that's all they call him by is Morrison's. Like, when he came out of the blue and he's like, I'm John Morrison, that's my real name. I was like, get fucked. Like, that's so bullshit. But, you know what I mean? But then you're like, okay, I guess I see where they came up with this hokey name change. But now it's like you wouldn't call him anything other than Morrison. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only exception. I don't think the audience wants to digest or accept these new name changes that are being forced upon them. And it's such a joke just because at the end of the day they're doing this because they can't own these guys' real names. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys have their names owned already. So it's all just a matter of ownership. I mean, that's why these stupid names happen anyways. But we're going to create brands. We want everyone to be a brand. I hate that word, brand. I absolutely despise it. I hate when people call themselves brand or like fuck you. If you think you're a brand, fuck you. If you call yourself a brand, fuck you. I'm sorry, but it irritates me so bad. Like,
there's only one guy. There's only one guy, Elton Brand.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only one. You know what I mean? But unless your name is like fucking Target or Starbucks or McDonald's or fucking Nike or Adidas or Saucony or something like that is fine. But unless that's your name. It's not. You're not a brand. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. You're not a household name. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus. Sorry.
That's my new name. Starbucks.
Well, it's this sense of false ego, man. You know what I mean? It's this bullshit. These sunglasses indoors. It's the same bullshit. It's essentially what you will find when someone refers to a wrestler as a douchebag. You'll find that there's something in them that they either think they're a brand or they have the sunglasses on indoors or all the above. But they'll be of those kind of guys. It's just a real douchey thing, I think, to think that you're... Now, don't get me wrong. You are a business. You're a piece of business because, I wouldn't be able to perform without my physical whereabouts or my health. So I have to look at my body and my innards as a business in a sense that's what I use. That's my merchandise. That's what I operate. But I don't go around like, Paul London is a brand. The London brand. It's like, get fucked. If I ever talk like that, please, hire an assassin. I don't know, solder my nuts off and just swam them to my face or something. But I don't know what I'm talking about.
No one ever say the Paul London brand.
So just don't. If you ever hear me saying that, just kill me.
There's a couple of Twitters out there, Ilga brand.
Is there? Oh, something brand?
Yeah.
Oh, good for them. Bunch of fuckheads. I hope their first name's Star and last name's Bucks. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I'm done over this. This is just ridiculous.
That's
not a brand. Oh, man. Clippers wave Mustafa Farrakhan and Mikhail Green. Jamaica Green. Oh, sorry. Late breaking news, everybody.
Clipper news.
They need to get Smush Parker back.
Smush Parker? I agree, but you know what I mean? Kobe's a bigger bum because What kind of superstar takes shots at guys that aren't in the league anymore? You know what I mean? I mean, that was just classless. And I know Chris Mim. So I played basketball with Chris Mim in high school, and he took shots at him, too. I'm sitting there thinking, you know what, Chris Mim averaged 11 points a game that season that you're talking about, Kobe. So you tell me you wouldn't want those 11 points on your team right now? I bet you would, so you better shut up before you start talking crap about people. He just thinks he's invincible. I don't know. I can't stand Kobe, man. Disgusts me.
Yeah.
That's just me, though, man. I don't know. I just got opinions on everything. Nobody even gives a shit.
But that's why you're the best.
Thanks, man. You guys are awesome, man. I appreciate you guys having me on here to talk nonsense.
So, hey, Paul, you can say whatever you want to on here. It's all good to the hood. I remember last time you were on the show, you know, it was pretty funny. So
cool. Well, I've tried to make this as boring as possible this time around. So I think I'm doing a good job.
No.
Paul, I got a question. Are you a fan of Botchamania?
I am. I'm on half of them, I think.
I've seen you on there a couple times. I was just wondering. You know, your most recent one, you were playing with the shake weight, which was pretty funny.
Oh, that's already, man, they're getting desperate if they threw that on there.
Yeah. So,
yeah, they're getting desperate if they threw that garbage on there. The fact that ever even got seen. What a joke. Oh, well.
Yeah, it has a lot of hits, actually. It's got, I think, over 15,000 hits or something like that.
No way, wow.
Yeah.
Well, the shake weight was the most, it was interesting.
I got so much shit for that. I got so much shit for that thing from people. They're like, you asshole, you dipshit, you dickhead, blah. Let me just clarify. Real quick that stupid interview is done at one of Brian's shows where I went, not going to work or be interviewed or any of this garbage. I went there to hang out with my friend and my friends and enjoy myself and watch some wrestling. And the rather portly interviewee, if you can call him that, asked me for a moment of my time and Brian a moment of his time so that he could ask us PWG questions. That's exactly what he wanted to ask about, PWG. I think even 10 or whatever the last one we were there. He wanted to ask us specifically about that. Okay, fine, I'll give you like a couple minutes. That's fine. Next thing we know, we get pulled into this room. Joey Ryan's in there. And he starts just asking Joey all these questions. So you just recently got fired? Like, oh, that's a great way to start this interview. Like, oh, this is fantastic. You're really on top of things, aren't you? And then we're just kind of sitting there with our thumbs up our ass. Like, why you're the worst, man. You are the worst. This is the worst. So, yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm going to work my forearms out. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to get some forearm. I'm going to get some beat-off exercise in here if I'm going to do anything. So, but I'm the asshole. I'm the dickhead who's being a shithead to the guy who has never conducted an interview in his life, and at least that's the way that it came off. I mean, it was awful. Come on.
Yeah, it was
a lot of people.
Horrible first question. Horrible first question.
Horrible everything. And actually went up to that guy at the PWG show. I said, look, man, like, you want to do an interview? Let's do an interview, but it can't be that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry if I made you look bad, but whatever. I was garbage. That was garbage. Waste my fucking time.
Yeah, it was. All the comments on the video was, Brian Kendrick says he'll be right back and never comes back. Paul London says he'll be right back, never comes back. I was just it was funny.
It was awful. We should have left earlier. Oh well.
Yeah, but it was on. Everyone saw it on Botchamania, so that's where it aired. So yeah.
Great, wonderful. People can make up their minds even more about me. Not like there, but everyone thinks I'm an asshole. I don't know. Maybe I am. I don't know.
No, you're just you. That's what's awesome about you.
Hey, thanks, man. I don't know who else to be. I don't want to be anybody else, I guess. I don't even want to be me half the time, but oh well. Kind of stuck.
Go ahead, guys.
Well, I have a question. Now that you're kind of like back in Ring of Honor, and there's a guy you kind of had history with. I believe he's still part of Ring of Honor, Matt Hardy. If they ask
Next
you guys
question. Next question. I don't really care. I really don't give a shit.
All right, I got one.
Go for it.
I got one. Listen. Unless you got another one, Oscar, go ahead. I'm not going to jump on you. Go ahead.
If you were going to ask what I think you were going to ask, that would take a shit ton of money. A shit ton of money for me to even consider that. So.
All right, well, I'm not going to ask you about that. I'm not going to make you. I don't want to get you in trouble. But
no, I'm just saying. I let people speculate whatever they want, but I wouldn't even consider it. Not for less than X amount of dollars. So that's how that conversation would start. So.
All right. All right. Then, well, I want to ask you about Brian Kenrich. Back in 2007. Yeah, back in 2007, Pro Wrestling Illustrated had you guys the best tag team of 2007. I just want to know, like, how did you and Brian work together as a team? Like, what is it between you two like? It's like maybe it's because you guys are friends, or how does that?
Oh, we love herbals. No, I don't know. I think it's because we both use Herbal Essence shampoo.
Garnier Fruit.
I don't know. I think we have so much in common. I met Brian back in 2001 in Southern California, but I had seen him on a Super 8 tournament tape that I ordered from RF Video, and I was still very much just out of wrestling school and trying to find my way. And so I admired his work before I even met him. And then when I got to meet him, we just hit it off, like gangbusters, man, because we were both out in California, and he was out there just fresh off of developmental, and I was out there seeking developmental at a place that no longer had it, UPW, even though they didn't tell me that. They're like, yeah, come on out, we're still developmental. Well, we just get out there and find out, no, they haven't been developmental for like 6 months. But, the guys who want to stay late after practice is finished, those people tend to gravitate towards each other because those are the people that have true passion and love for what they're there doing, And so Brian and I just kind of gravitated towards each other naturally as friends. And then it was, your life centers, revolves, everything about this. Oh, you too? Hey, you're my kind of guy, hey, man, what else do you like? And we just became instant friends, really, and it's been that way ever since, to be honest with you. Even when, we may not see each other for a while, and then, we run into each other again. I mean, it's no time lost whatsoever. So much to the point that I'm actually dragging him with me. He's kicking and screaming, but I'm dragging him with me all the way to horrible Australia, oh, woe is us. So I'll be taking him with me in November next month, and we'll do some action out there and have some fun and enjoy ourselves. And it's gonna be a blast. He's one of my best friends in the whole world. He really is. And that's why I think that translates in the ring. You stand up for each other in the ring. You stand up for each other outside the ring. I mean, you're a team. As you say, you're only as strong as your weakest link, so you pick each other up, you push each other, you watch out for each other, you protect each other. I mean, that's a team, but that's a friendship first. So the team thing becomes natural, and that's easy. And that's it. That's why I think that translated throughout the years for so much, or so easily. And, to be recognized as a top team or top performer, that's nice. That's very, it's flattering.
Yeah.
I want to elaborate on that real quick. I want to elaborate on Kendrick real quick.
Sure.
Has it? I mean, it's obvious. I mean, you guys have been close forever, and like you just mentioned, I mean, the guy is one of our favorites as well. But my thing I've always wanted to know, has it ever been presented, be it promoter, writer, to ever have a program with yourself and Brian in a feud angle? And if not, would you ever consider if that opportunity ever came about?
No. It's actually really pretty disappointing because we haven't. What's sad about that, it's weird. The late Chris Benoit, he pulled Brian and I aside at the end of at the end of a European tour. It might have even been, I don't remember, but it was the last tour we all did with Chris, basically, in Europe. And he pulled Brian and I aside at the end of the tour. Everyone's bullshitting in the bar or whatever, and he pulls Brian and I aside privately. And he says, you guys are the future. I don't know if you guys realize this, but you guys are the next thing. We're like, well, how do you mean? He goes, against each other. You guys against each other. That's the next. That's what's going to take this company to the next level. And we were like, holy shit. Like, wow. I mean, that was one of the most flattering things I've ever experienced in my life, still to this day. Because regardless of anything and everything that surrounded, what happened with Chris, I separate the two. There's the Chris that I knew and the Chris that I was friends with and that I worked with and traveled with and all that stuff. And then there was, that guy who showed up on TV. I'm not saying they weren't the same people, but I didn't have anything to do with that Chris. I didn't know that Chris. I'm not saying he didn't exist or he wasn't there, but I didn't know that guy. The guy I knew was badass. The guy I knew, I was friends with his family. I was friends with his sons. His oldest kid was in charge of my cruiserweight title whenever I had the cruiserweight title. When he was there, every show he was at, whenever, if I was holding a title, actually, same thing with the tag, I'd have him, he'd be in charge of it throughout the day, So don't lose this for me, hang on to it for me, and he would. And for Chris invested a lot in us time-wise as far as helping us understand what was expected there and grooming us into what was expected there and making sure that we understood what it was to remain our own people and to remain ourselves and not to become clones. And so we valued Chris as a friend. We valued him as a co-worker. But more so we valued him as someone we admired because, who didn't dig Chris Benoit? I mean, the guy he's one of the best ever. I mean, he's awesome,
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
One of the most fully convincing guys ever. So when he pulled Brian and I aside and he said, this is the next feud. Like, this is the feud. They're going to see it and it's going to happen, but I can't say when, but just be ready. You guys are going to be the ones. And then we were like, wow. So, to answer your question in long form, that was kind of the closest that we've ever come to anything of that nature happening. Was Chris saw it. Chris saw that we would tend to rip off the place. But Brian and I had 2 matches against each other in WWE. One was when he first came back from his little. He left when we first started teaming. He left. He just got tired of it. I want to go back to Japan, so he left for a couple of years. And that's when I did my thing with Kidman and Cruiserweight title and this and this and this. Oh, my buddy's in a commercial. Sorry, I'm watching TV on. A buddy of mine's in a. I'm happy for him. Sorry, I just got to say, but no, I mean, we worked that time, and then we worked in a Beat the Clock match or something.
Yeah. That was
one of my favorite matches, actually. That was one of my favorite matches.
That was a great match. I remember that, dude, because it was technical.
If you walked it back, if you walked it back, we don't throw a single punch. We don't throw any kind of strikes. until I think towards the end when we're getting kind of frustrated. But there's no strikes, there's no punches, nothing malicious.
It's counter heavy. It was very counter heavy. I loved it.
Yeah, and what pissed us off about that though, the whole thing was we're a team, right? Yeah. So the person with the fastest time got what? A shot at the title. So if we're a team, I don't care if he wins the title. He shouldn't care if I win the title. We went to the office with the idea of saying, this is our logic in real life and in the ring. Why wouldn't it translate in the ring? So like, okay, so what are you saying? What we're saying is the bell rings and I lay straight on my back and I let Brian pin me. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Boom. He gets the title shot. I accompany him to the ring. Instant interest right there. Boom. I guarantee you we would have had people's interest right off the bat because it would have been clever. It was smart. And they were too lazy or too stupid or too negligent to even give a shit. And they're like, that makes terrible sense. That doesn't make any sense. I was like, fuck off. Can't admit when you're wrong, you know what I mean? That's the worst thing of that company is it can't, it can't admit that it's wrong. It wants to, it's delusional. It's absolutely delusional.
Paul, I want to actually go back on something. I know Oscar was talking about you and Brian as a tag team, and the WWE just put out like the top 50 tag teams. They like re-ranked it not too long ago, and you and Brian are actually ranked 48 in the top 50. 40.
And those bullshit lists are of no interest to me because they're made by some dickhead in an office who, has a picture of fucking, I don't know.
Look at the list. It's horrible. The teams that come after you guys it's fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's a fucking joke.
Well, then there's no need to go over it. I agree with you. I think it's anytime you see a list put out, whether it's the PWI 500 or WWE's list of top so-and-so, I think fucking like Layla and Michelle McCool were listed ahead of us as one of their best nights. You know what I mean? Like, so if that show doesn't tell you that, I don't want to see that list ever. Put these lists together, then, those lists, those mean nothing to anyone who puts any thought or meaning in those lists. Their name is probably Quirky. Life goes on. If you're getting into wrestling or if you're getting into anything for adulations or for trophies, just stop. There's really no point to it because there's no integrity in that. That to me isn't what it is to be an artist or to have any pure sense to you. Because who cares about adulations or trophies or acknowledgments? It's all opinion-based. The whole thing is opinion-based, I'm sure the three of you guys all have different ice cream flavors or whatever. Yeah, it's all, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Who gives a shit? One of my goals in life is to win a Razzie. You know what that is?
Absolutely.
That's what I want. Like, if I'm going to win anything in life, I want a Razzie, man. That's what I want. That's fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I definitely see where you're coming from because I have a goal, and I'm pretty sure the guys here on the show can agree with me. Our goal is to make this podcast one of the biggest wrestling podcasts out there, So.
Oh, cool. Well, man, y'all are doing a good job so far. Everyone seems to know who to listen to. And you guys have solid guests on all the time, so I'd say you guys are, how long have y'all been doing this podcast for?
It's been around since 2011.
See? Okay. Still somewhat fresh, but keeping it real, and you guys are still motivated and pushing through, and so, no, it's good. You got to have those aspirations. Because if not, then what are you really aiming for? You know what I mean? You got to always push yourself, I think. I think that's great. It's healthy. Definitely healthy. So, anything I can do, let me know, man. More power to you.
Well, you did a soundbite for us.
I was gonna say anything that we can do to help you and your school.
Yeah,
we will plug it all the time. Just
you guys want a soundbite? You're saying something about soundbites.
We know, Paul. You did a soundbite for us. I think at the last PWG show that we play on the show every once in a while.
Oh, cool.
You want to hear it, Paul?
Cool. I don't know. No, probably not. I don't like the sound of my voice, man. It annoys me.
It's actually pretty good. I think it's one of the best sound bites we have.
I think it is the best, honestly.
Yeah.
It probably is the best.
You guys are forcing. All right. Well, if you feel like playing,
all right. No, hey, well, Paul,
no, it's good.
No bullshit. No bullshit.
Yeah,
this is definitely one of the top sound bites that we have. Here it is.
Howdy, this is the intrepid traveler, Paul London, and I've touched base on your planet. You're listening to WrestlingHeads Radio, and if you decide not to listen to them, I'll fry your brain.
Gotta love it.
I hate it. So sorry. I'm an idiot. Well, I appreciate you guys giving me time at all, man. It's fun. You guys are fun, man.
Definitely do.
Hey, we're here for you, man.
What's the next PWG show? What is that? I mean, I'll tell you. I mean, I'm a fan because I think they have one of the top female wrestlers ever. I mean, I think the world. Yeah, I think she's amazing. How can you not be a fan? You know, I mean, she gives her all. Actually, I think that AWS show you were talking about, you saw me at about a month ago.
Yeah, I was there actually.
Where she just got busted open, color, that one, right? Remember that?
Yeah, her and Hudson Envy, they're both were busted open.
Oh my God, what a match! Oh my God, like, wow, they stole the show. I mean, I don't even remember what the main event was, but it didn't matter. I mean, nobody cared. I mean, after that was, wow.
I was actually sitting front row in that match, and Hudson Envy, she like whipped her hair back, and it was almost like a horror film. When you see Michael Myers like stabbing somebody, and you see blood ends up in the wall.
Yeah, just whenever.
Yeah, but this what happened. Hudson Envy whipped her hair back, and all of a sudden her blood was on my arm. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Oh man,
I was like, shit. I should have took a picture of it, but I was like, fuck. I should have took a picture of it and put it on my Twitter or something, but I didn't end up doing it.
What would you have done if you would have felt like the little specks, like if you would have felt like little trickles like going to your eye or into your mouth?
Oh, that's good.
Can you imagine? It's the worst.
Speaking of Candace, at the next PWG show, her and Joey Ryan will be tagging up, going against the Young Bucks. It's like a big angle going on right now in PWG, and the next show is October 19th, I believe.
Oh, cool, man. Damn, I wish I could see that.
It's a new stable with Kevin Steen, Adam Cole, and the Young Bucks. They call themselves the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. And they're basically
are they heels or what? I don't get it.
Yes.
They're
all heels.
Steen, really? Steen went heel?
Yeah.
Steen turned heel last show. He actually package pile driver Candice LeRae in the middle of the ring, and package pile driver Rick Knox, the referee. And
I love Rick Knox.
It's pretty fun.
Love Rick Knox.
Yeah.
Knox is amazing. He's one of the best referees ever, man.
Definitely.
He went all heel. He's like, yeah.
Why didn't you know Steen package pile drove Candice? I hope she gets her revenge and kicks him in the Canadian balls.
Yeah.
I think she should go out there in like a panda outfit, like in Tropic Thunder. You know, she gets all these cool outfits. Like if she came out, whenever she gets in there against Steen, because that's got to happen now. She should come out there in like a skin panda outfit.
She
all know how much Steen likes pandas, so play a little psychological mind games.
Yeah,
there you go. He's a zoo enthusiast.
Oh, he loves pandas specifically. I think one of his shirts has pandas on it, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I have it. Yep.
I think Skits has that shirt, don't you, Skits?
I got it too.
How is he not the extreme panda, the hardcore panda? Like, how is that not his name? Because the guy's
he wouldn't do nothing against
it. He's such a cuddly human being. I love Steen to death.
He's a nice dude.
Yeah. Well, not when he's package apologizing sweet little girls, you know.
Yeah, it would look pretty nasty too. I mean, he packaged. It's on YouTube. If you just YouTube it, he packaged apologized Candice, Knox, Joey Ryan. He went all heel and he chair shotted everyone. Yeah, he went all heel, all crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was shocking because Kevin Steen hated Adam Cole at the time, so and they joined forces. Everybody's like, "What the fuck?" So
yeah, that is strange.
Yeah, it was all dramatic, and I think the first thing I said was, I don't want to hate Kevin Steen. What the hell's going on? You know?
Right.
But, yeah. So that's basically what happened.
Whenever you get a chance, Paul, just go to the Gorilla YouTube and check, what was the show? The last show, guys? Where that happened?
I don't remember.
I think it was Everybody Ready.
It was Bola night 2.
Oh, it was Bola, yeah.
Battle of LA, yeah. So.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Well, hell, I don't know, man. That sounds nuts. I'll have to see what happens. Yeah. That's cool. I'm happy for her, though. I think she's an amazing talent. She's obviously the best one in California, if not the whole Northern America part of, I don't know. I think the world of her, you know. It's always, you know, she's the only girl they use and have used consistently, and it shows because she has, you know, better matches than half the guys. So I'm excited for her. That's good. It's about time they finally started paying attention and realized what they had.
And a few weeks ago, they had the AWS All Women's show, and they had the women's tournament. And she won the tournament, and I guess they've had this show 3 times now, and I guess Candice has won it all 3 times. So.
Oh wow! Are you serious?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, but yeah, we are all in agreement with you. Candice is the best female wrestler out there. She's even better than a lot of guys out there.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, hopefully somebody will take notice and give her lots of money. So, she's a hell of a baker, too.
I know.
William Regal performing at, you take her cupcakes. They're phenomenal.
William Regal actually showed up to one of those Bola shows, and, he was amazed of what Candice can do. So.
Oh, yeah.
Was he at 10 or at Bola? I don't remember. William Regal was at 1.
He was at Bola.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah, I heard he was impressed, actually. I saw something where he mentioned something about it. But I'm talking about her baking skills. I mean, she outsold everybody.
We were begging her to bring cupcakes.
Yeah, she was on the show. We were begging her to bring it to the show.
She has the most edible merch ever. It's amazing.
She'd make millions.
Well, I don't know about millions. She make a ton, man. I mean, she's really talented. Really, really talented. Listen, guys, it's midnight here. I'm gonna wrap up. I'm driving myself loopy.
Sounds good, Paul. Oh, you want to plug your Twitter and emails and all that good stuff?
Sure, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, my Twitter's at LondonFu, LONDONFU. It's like Kung Fu, not like the silly move you see on TV. So yeah, at LondonFu. And if you're curious about wrestling school, I feel that I run the most competitive as far as price and what you're getting in return as far as training and, being looked after. I run my wrestling labs in Austin, Texas. We'll be doing an official launch, not of the brand, because it's not a brand, but of the school, of the laboratory, the Wrestler's Lab, starting New Year. And for information on that, you can go to plprodojo@gmail.com. Send me an email. I will respond myself. If it's not anything school-related, I will delete it and not respond at all. So don't waste your time. plprodojo@gmail.com. PLPRODOJO@gmail.com. And, of course, just everyone out there, keep listening to these guys because it's so much fun. And, you know, I'm a mark now for you guys. Look what you've done.
Thanks, Paul.
Ditto.
Appreciate it, dude. And we'll definitely keep in touch with you, and we'll plug the school as much as we can. So.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me out here just to talk about it, man. That's cool, man. I appreciate you guys. A lot of fun.
Yeah, hope to see you out in SoCal again, Paul. Soon, hopefully.
Oh, for sure. If next time I find myself there, I'll let you guys know, and who knows, maybe we'll do a
good interview
on location. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
All right, great. Thanks, Paul. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys. A lot of fun, man. Thanks, guys. I hope you all have a good night, and we'll do this again real soon.
All right,
man. You too. Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. All right, take care, Paul.
Likewise. Night.
Good night.
Definitely. What a show. Paul London loved it.
All right.
Wow.
We got 20 minutes.
Paul London,
what do you want
by
to talk about?
Again.
Dude, listen, that Benoit story fucking blew me away, man.
Me too.
I don't know about you guys. That was crazy, you know?
Very touching.
I tried to do the Matt Hardy thing, but oh well.
Hey, needs gets talked earlier, man. It's rough. But,
it is.
Yeah, honestly, I've been on this show since, June, and that's obviously my favorite show, or interview, sorry.
Hey.
I thought, yeah, it was definitely a good one. Thrasher was very good also. It's just, we got to start doing these shows earlier so they can stay on for the full 2 hours. It seems like we have a problem with them. Central time and East Coast time, they get a little worn out.
Yeah.
But whatever. Anyways, I asked someone to bring up Botchamania, and no one brought it up, so I had to bring it up. What the hell?
Hey, well, guess what? He wasn't shy. He wasn't shy about it. So, yeah.
I told you guys to stop talking crap.
That was a fastball right down the middle. So.
And he hit it for a home run.
And he hit it in the fucking bay.
Oh man, the Bay. Fuck the Giants.
Well, any bay, Thunder Bay. It doesn't matter. Any bay.
The Giants are the only bay I know where you can hit it into, though.
You could hit it in Pittsburgh if you hit it hard enough.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
In the Three Rivers, and
that's a river. It's not really a bay, is it?
Three Rivers. Three Rivers. So Three Rivers equals a bay. I think it's somewhere in physics. I think it's.
Oh man, but yeah.
They used to have a Jason Bay. Jason Bay play there, so it's a bay.
Is that guy even ball anymore?
No. Well, you know what he fucking did? Real quick, I know we're off topic, but I'm gonna take 2 seconds. The bitch went to fucking the Mets, and I haven't seen him since. So fuck off. Fuck him. Again, another guy bum. Sorry.
I Google him real quick. You guys talk about wrestling. I'm gonna Google Jason Bay.
Speaking of wrestling, I think we have a fucking caller. His name is John the Jaws. You guys want to take this?
I don't. What?
Absolutely.
Is that a Skype name? Wait. Is that a Skype name?
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. Who cares? Go ahead.
John the Jaws, you're on WrestlingHeads Radio. What's going on?
Not a lot. Paul, how have you been lately?
Everything's great.
Great.
Do you know who this is?
Is this Johnston?
Sydney.
Sydney, from where?
Australia.
All right, that's cool. What's
your Twitter, man?
Something. Outback. Any clues?
Where are you calling from? What city in Australia?
Time up. All
yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Yep. Sydney, Melbourne. Come on.
Okay.
I can think of 100 cities, and he's living in the country, and he couldn't think of one. Okay, so here we go.
All right, come
on.
Wait. We got any more callers?
Here's what's cool.
Take them all.
Here's what's crazy. You could smell these guys a mile away. I mean, I wish one would call in and fucking, be at least hard to figure out. Jeez.
We need to have people call in and have them talk mad shit on us because.
Wait, Toby.
All I gotta
think about this for 1 second.
If
think
the
about
person
this real quick, Toby.
Wait.
Imagine calling.
wait, hold on. Imagine calling in everybody and saying, where are you calling from? The United States. Okay, where from the United States?
Didn't he say? Did he say he was calling from Sydney, Australia?
He just said Australia. He said
his name was Sydney. Or something.
Calling from Sydney, Australia?
No, he said his name was Sammy. He said his name was Sammy, and he was calling from Australia.
We're all...
and that's when I said, what city? Because I knew he was full of shit. Nobody says, I'm calling from China. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck you, suck a dick.
The band, listen, a band don't go on stage and go, all right, China. You know, they fucking say Beijing or something. You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah, Mick Foley did it for years.
All I got to say, if that shit was a prank, fuck you, suck a dick.
I don't think it was a prank. I think it was I don't know who it was.
A goober. It was a goober.
Maybe he was trying to talk to Paul London. Was he trying to talk to Paul London? I don't know. He could have been trying to talk to Paul London.
He hung up when I asked him what city. He hung up when I asked him what city. He was full of shit.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway,
give
out
the
phone number.
I want to tweet
dude.
You
know what time it is in Australia? You know what time it is in Australia? It's fucking tomorrow in Australia. We're not even on yet.
Wait.
We'll be on tomorrow.
10 hours. Wait, Australia time.
Yeah. Paul London will air tomorrow at 10 a.m.
That's funny. Wait. What time is it there? Let's see here. Time.
It's probably Thursday. It's probably not even morning yet.
No, hey, it's Wednesday. Wait. No, it's Wednesday, 4:15 p.m.
Yeah, people sleep right now. They're asleep, or they're getting ready for work, or if they have school that early.
No, they're up. No, 4:15. It's 4:15 in Australia. They're up.
What was the area code? It had to be
It wasn't an area code. It was a Skype.
Ah, fuck it. Anyway, we had a great show, so fuck them.
Take more calls.
Yeah, fuck it.
We didn't even give out the phone number. How are people even getting our phone number? They must be like, oh, isn't our phone number on the main website or something?
If you click on a link, the number's there. So,
Well, you know what's cool though, dude? Now, seriously, let's get back to Paul London because it was a fucking good show, and the dude could bring so much to this business, and the fact that if anybody should be training people, it's him. If anybody should be running a freaking lab, as he says, it's him. And this dude could do really good things, and especially in an untapped state like Texas that has so much tradition. I mean, that he could do a lot of good shit and teach guys a lot of good stuff, man. So that's a positive for wrestling. There's so much negative shit about wrestling, and there's a positive thing right there, man. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say that. So I'm not gonna worry about some guy from fake Australia. You know what I mean?
That's funny. Let's see here.
I'm calling from Mars.
This is the intrepid traveler, Paul London.
I love Paul London. One of my favorite. Definitely one of my favorite guests I've interviewed, hands down. Got to interview him twice, so it's a pretty cool dude. I can't think of any other show that's been hella fun and funny, But
he's always money. He's always money.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But I think
back out here.
I think you should remind our listeners we still have we have a guest tomorrow.
Go for it, Oscar.
I guess tomorrow, tune in WrestlingHeads. We got B-Boy tomorrow. He confirmed it. So tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern time. Yeah, we're gonna have B-Boy here. So
8:30 West Coast time, Pacific time.
West Coast
That's 7:30 Central time.
B-Boy.
You know what I just found out about B-Boy is that Wrestling Cares, he just updated that he's going to appear. I guess he's going to wrestle, but they haven't announced his opponent yet, so maybe we can ask him about that tomorrow. And Sunday he's going to have a career-threatening match, so hopefully he doesn't lose.
But then he's wrestling at Gorilla on the 19th, so.
Him and Willie Mack versus PP, right?
Yeah. So I'm not too worried about him losing.
Watch him say something like, well, if I lose at AWS, I'm not going to be at PWG. Or watch him say something stupid like that.
Yeah, he's gonna stiff Danny in the booking. That'd be hilarious. Yeah.
I wanted to actually mention there's an ex-TNA knockout coming to Ring of Honor. It's been breaking news For all those that do not know, and anybody want to take a guess before I actually throw her name out there? I'm pretty sure Chris probably knows already who it is.
Let me see. Let me guess.
Wait, what'd you say? Who's gonna what now?
There's an ex-TNA knockout on the way to Ring of Honor.
Ex-TNA knockout. Let me think. Don't tell me. I want to think this one out for a second.
He's a former WWE former WWE diva also.
I think I know now.
Awesome Kong.
Fuck no.
I'll see Mickey James then.
Who?
Mickey James?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Victoria. She's from Chicago, and the show is in Chicago. So she will be there. So,
wait, she's not with TNA anymore?
She's been gone.
Oh,
she was gone before Mickey James.
I haven't watched it in forever. I don't even fucking know.
As Brian Cage would say, get your shit in. Get your shit in, Toby.
What are you talking about?
Get your shit in. You gotta know what's going on. Even though you ain't watching, you gotta know what's going on. Get your shit in.
No, I ain't fucking watching TNA no more. Fuck that.
You ain't gotta watch it.
No, fuck that shit. This product's so horrible. Tell me when the product gets good again.
It's actually good right now. We got Bobby Roode and Christopher Daniels and Kazarian. Eagle is their team. They're stable, pretty good stable. It's basically like, Fortune, but without AJ. I'm gonna say Ellis. AJ Styles.
Let's go Dodgers. Anyways, I liked Fortune. Fortune was my favorite time in TNA. I still make the fortunes. I tell you guys, I'd be driving down the street and all of a sudden I'll just look around, make sure no one's looking at me inside my car, and I'll just be Fortune up in the air for no freaking reason. I'll just be walking down my hallway and have the Fortune sign all the way down my hallway just because. Does anyone else fucking do that? Does anyone else just randomly make the Wolfpack symbol or the click symbol? Or Chris, you have to do it. Come on. Or am I just a fucking tard?
The WrestlingHeads champ. He is a WrestlingHeads champ, so he probably walks around,
Man, yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like I got to do that.
By the way, I'm putting that title on the line at PWG show, so we got to do that too. So I don't know if you're going to do that on Box or whatever you want to do.
We'll do it.
We'll do it the show next week.
Oh, you do it tomorrow.
I won't be on the show, so I think I have to give you my
What about tomorrow?
Or we can do it next week.
What about tomorrow?
I won't be on
the show tomorrow.
I got a Kings.
Oh, you fucking bastard! You and your fucking.
I have another announcement, guys. Ring of Honor made. Ring of Honor signs a 4-way number 1 contenders match for the ROH title. You got Jay Lethal versus Mark Briscoe versus Tommaso Ciampa versus Michael Bennett. November 2nd. That's actually on my brother's birthday too, in Cincinnati. So the winner of the match will get a TV. Actually, it's a TV title. It's not a fucking. It's a TV title. Number 1 contenders match. Matt Taven's been killing guys. By the way, he's actually made a sneak peek. He's made the top 10 this week on the indie rankings, which I'll send to Chris a little later.
Real quick, Skids, are you even going to be able to make it to the Wrestling Cares event?
Depends. If the Dodgers
are playing Saturday.
No, it only depends. If Pittsburgh wins, Dodgers play.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So if St. Louis wins, then Dodgers play Monday. So I will be at Wrestling Cares and AWS if St. Louis wins, which most likely will happen. But
I want
to
St. Louis then, just so you can go to wrestling.
Honestly, I think I am.
That's funny. Chris is rooting for Pittsburgh, right? No, he likes the fucking Nets.
He gives two shit. I think he gives
honestly for the city, I would like to see Pittsburgh at least make it to the National League Championship. I just don't see how they could beat the Dodgers. I'm a realist.
I wish I really wish you would be a Pittsburgh fan because, and if they did make it, that would be fun because we were all Dodger fans and you could be a Pittsburgh fan.
No, I'm a West Coast guy. I just happen to live in Pittsburgh area.
Don't forget, people.
Yeah, no. My family's been trying to convert me for a Pittsburgh fan for years, and I'm sorry. But it's a good story, though. It is a good story. I really do feel good for those fans because they've been struggling a long fucking time. 21 years since they even smelled 50 or 500 ball,
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree.
Great story. The city's on fucking fire right now. I love it. I mean, I love that part. It'd be wild. I mean, if they did it, but Dodgers are fucking stacked, man.
Is there nothing but Pirates gear out there?
Fuck the Pirates.
What's that?
So is there nothing but Pirates gear out there where you live?
Yeah, they're on. Well, plus the Steelers fucking suck.
Steelers and the Penguins, bro. Black and yellow, whole city.
Well, Steelers suck a huge cock. And so Penguins are always hot, with the fans. But right now, it's pirate shit everywhere. Which, like I said, man, they have been starving for just to friggin' win, 60 games during a year, let alone what they did this year. If they make it to the championship, this is going to be, this will be like a documentary. I mean, this will be an amazing feat if this team somehow beats the Dodgers.
Not happening. They got to beat the Cardinals.
They got to beat the Cardinals. They got to beat the Cardinals first. So, you know what I mean. So that's a big deal.
Hey, real quick, guys, before we go off air, I just wanted to mention. I think we talked about it on Voxer, but there might be an R-Truth heel turn and Cesaro face turn. I'm fine with Cesaro turning face. It doesn't give a shit because he's a fucking beast regardless, face or heel. So R-Truth is going to be interesting.
We talked about that last night.
We did talk about that last night.
You guys and your
I had to help Toby out on that.
Okay. In more news, Total Divas was good the other night.
You watched Total Divas, huh?
You're shit.
I've never seen one episode.
You got to shit in.
Fuck. The only good thing about Total Divas is when Brie Bella popped her boobie out.
She's so thin.
Why the fuck was JoJo and fucking Eva Marie on Raw last night? My question.
It was brutal. They can't walk a straight line.
I think I fast forwarded through that match. I didn't want to watch
JoJo didn't even get in the ring. JoJo didn't even get in the ring.
Was Alicia Fox part of that match?
Alicia Fox did good. For once in my lifetime, I've ever said something good about Alicia Fox.
I love the fact that Oscar's so quiet right now. I love it.
Yeah, why are we talking about the damn Divas? Damn it, I was bringing it up as a joke, and you guys went off on it. Oh, man. Anyways,
it doesn't matter. We got 2 minutes left. We got 2 minutes to fucking say what the fuck we want.
Hey,
I don't want to talk about the Divas. I'm not talking about the Divas.
You know what? Last 2 minutes. You know what? I just want to say this. Fucking buy our t-shirts, please. Support WrestlingHeads Radio, and go ahead and go to prowrestlingtees.com/WrestlingHeads, please, and support us. Shirts like $20. It also charges for shipping, but it's worth it. Trust me. WrestlingHeads.
And it helps a good cause because we're here for the wrestlers and we're here for you guys that listen, and it definitely helps us. And you know what I mean. So it would help tremendously. So help us out.
Go to Pro Wrestling Tees anyways. It's just a fucking awesome website. Just look at all the cool shit they got on there.
Yeah, they just don't have Wrestling Head shirt. They also have Kevin Steen shirts, Young Bucks, Drake Younger, etc.
The Mount Rushmore shirt. I just found it. Did you guys see it yet?
I'm just gonna. This is what I'm gonna do, Toby. October 19th, we're gonna be in line playing tribute WWE games and shit. As soon as they say doors are open and they open the door, I'm having my $20 already out, and I'm going straight to Kevin Steen, Adam Cole, Matt Jackson, or fucking Nick, and I'm giving them $20 and say, "Give me my shirt, large, please," and I'm putting it on.
No, I'm already gonna wear it because I'm gonna buy it right now. It's on there. Oh my god.
Dude, I haven't worn large since 8th grade. And I'm not that big.
People need to go ahead and follow this too.
Have you guys seen the shirt yet? Have you guys seen the shirt
yet?
yet?
It's fucking dope. I'll fucking send it to you guys on the fucking Voxer shit.
Oh, I missed it.
What? Yeah, I saw it.
Fucking awesome.
Everybody needs to follow Wrestling Heads, by the way. Just do it. WrestlingHeads.com. WrestlingHeads.com is literally on the fucking way. And I mean, literally, like, it's really on the way. We got some big things coming. Guarantee you. But yeah, anybody want to throw
that in Australia?
Yeah. Look, you suck a dick on him. At WH Kids, follow me. Go ahead.
Follow me at Sinister632.
Go ahead, Toby.
No.
ROH code.
Okay.
Toby.
My name. Follow me at ROH code, and soon other shit. I guess I'll try to figure out.
Fuck y'all. Is this after show? Are we still on? Yes. We're still on the after show.
No, it's gonna cut us off.
We're still on the after show, bro. We're still on.
No, it's gonna cut us off. It cut us off last time.
We're still on, because I'm on the fucking shit.
But anyway, listen.
We got an after show. We don't know when it's gonna happen.
We're on it.
That's happened. It's awesome.
This is now officially the director's cut.
Okay.
We'll
talk about whatever we want.
I'm gonna take a piss while you guys are talking.
I don't want to hear that sound. Fuck that shit.
Now we can talk about whatever we want because we're on the after show. Let's see how long we can go. We went for a half hour after last time. Let's see how long we can go.
Well, I woke up my daughter last time. I was getting the rambunctious.
That was the best. We poured our heart out to Johnny Yuma, or not Johnny Yuma. What the fuck did I say that?
Avalon.
Peter Avalon. Yeah. Well, I'm starting to jump on the Johnny Yuma bandwagon after he unfriended us. Damn it.
Getting back to Paul London real quick, because by the way, it was an amazing interview. Doesn't he seem like he's got more oomph in his step? Like he seems like he's more energetic about the business. Like for a while there, it seemed like his head really wasn't in it. But doesn't he seem like he's got this? You know what I mean? He's full throttle right now. I mean, doesn't it seem like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
He's really energetic tonight, and that's great. As a fan, you know, it's great to see.
I guess if you're going to start up your own school, it would probably give you something to be excited about.
Yeah. And you can do what he wants. I mean,
yeah. Doing it in Texas though, I totally agree, because there's so many options for wrestling schools out in California. Doing it in Texas, like also there's nothing out there. So
much tradition. There's so much tradition in Texas. I mean, the names alone from Texas is a mile long, and the thing about it that's great is he's got a head on his shoulders. He's not an idiot. He's actually fucking pretty brilliant if you listen to him. I mean, the guy, and he could bring so much to the business. And a young guy or woman coming up, and he could show them. Like he said, he'd fine tune it. I mean, that's what you got to do, And he might not just want to be a wrestler, but in any aspect of the business. What it is, those old dinosaurs are going to pasture, and you have these young guys, these young workers who are now taking over these spots of being trainers and showing them the right way to go, and that's just going to help wrestling. When the guys that we cheer for are teaching guys the business. Imagine that beautiful utopia in wrestling. You know what I'm saying? When it changes, when it's the guys, like I said, that we're cheering for are running the business. It's happening. Kendrick got his own show or school. Chaos helping Santino Brothers. Dragon, PWG, Paul in Texas. I mean, it goes all the way down the line.
Yeah,
it's a change.
Let me go to what Paul London said about Candice. The only thing that, to me, is he said that Candice needs to make a bunch of money, and I think we all agree that she is probably the best female wrestler out there right now in the world. The problem is she's got nowhere to go, because the problem is she's a wrestler. She's not a diva. Candice is a wrestler, and she doesn't have any. I was just thinking this in my head to myself. I'm like, she's got nowhere to go. The WWE's women's division sucks right now. I don't know how TNA is. I haven't watched it in so long, but
they're even worse.
It's like where is she gonna go? It's like she's at her peak right now.
Well, it comes down to this.
WWE, she will help. AJ,
no, because they're gonna miss.
It comes down to this. You have a woman in NXT right now retraining the whole spectrum of women's wrestling.
Sarah Del Rey, showing these women how to do it correctly. If you look at those women wrestlers in NXT, you go down the line, there's pretty phenomenal talent there. Eventually those women are going to make it up to the roster, and those are going to be workers. It's the same influx of workers that's hitting to WWE right now. You have a worker training. Yeah, you have a great wrestler in Sarah Del Rey showing these women the right way. So there will eventually be a spot for Candice on the WWE roster if she elects to go there. It's just, it's going to take time. Now, if TNA would ever get their fucking shit together, which probably won't ever happen, there's an avenue, but it's going to take time. But
you know what?
I don't know.
I want to comment on Toby real quick. You said going back to NXT, honestly, Bayley, Emma, these girls, Paige, even fucking Summer Rae, they all have talent. And you know who's been impressive lately? And that's nobody's really mentioning is Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks has got talent, and another one that's also making her return and is not on NXT TV yet, who will be soon, is Raquel Diaz, which is Eddie Guerrero's daughter, which she was definitely killing shit before she went back to school. So she's gonna return back to NXT. She was there when it was FCW, back when Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose were there.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, like I said, the women's division right now on television is crappy, and I think a thing that would save it is what you guys are talking about. Chris was saying about retraining everything is, keep the Divas title, but bring back the women's championship, and have the Divas be the fucking Divas, and have whoever's Divas champion is the prettiest or whatever the fuck you want to do, and then actually have the women's title be a legit wrestling title again. That's a title that I think they need to bring back, and fuck the Divas title shit. It means absolutely nothing. It's just as bad as the IC title right now, which is just sad. Terrible.
It's really like what London said. It's a brand. It's not even like worth piss. I mean, there's no really history of the Divas title. I mean, it's really just a trophy that you would bring on Good Morning America. You know what I mean? It's just a pretty title if you're a one girl that likes My Little Pony. At least the women's title has history and in lineage. You could actually go on the internet and say, "Whoa, this woman, she was champion for how? Wow, I want to aspire to be her." I just I just don't see women who respect the business want to have a butterfly in their belly. I just don't.
Speaking of the women's title, you know who claims they're still the women's champ from this day and said they never lost it?
Trish?
No, not Trish.
Who?
It's somebody before Trish. It's actually Alundra Blaze. She says she's the women's champ still.
Well, you know what? Fuck her. She left WWE.
She dropped it in the garbage.
To be women's champion, and she fucking threw it away, and she's a fucking cunt for doing that.
Hey, she's better at Medusa than Alundra Blaze.
She was Medusa Michelli when I first saw her, so I always call her Medusa Michelli. She fucking threw away. That was ridiculous. For what? For WCW, she probably made a couple $100K, whatever the fuck the tops, whatever that rumor was.
Well, why did WWE let her go while she's the women's champion?
You don't do that. You don't throw away belts. I don't agree with that. You're spitting.
I understand about that, but I know, but you understand that. I understand that, but you gotta think of WWE. Why did they let her go while she was the champion? It's almost like what Ring of Honor did with Jay Briscoe. If you have a contract situation, why let that person have your title? You gotta move away from the title. I wasn't a big fan when TNA did the same shit with Jeff Hardy. It's getting a belt.
Jay was a different story. Jay was a different story. It went really, really downhill when he made that comment on Twitter about homosexuals. That's when the shit hit the fan with Jay. That's the real story that is not being talked about.
Hey, he was trying to go to WWE. He was trying to go to WWE, but WWE don't want to sign him.
Don't think for 1 second that didn't hurt not only him but his brother in the long run. And hopefully that gets squashed, but because CM Punk's mentioned it too on the media, and but that started the downfall when he was champ.
I want to hear something funny about CM Punk. You guys just reminded me of was we were watching something on. I was watching 100 Greatest Moments of Raw on Netflix, and my girlfriend was watching it with me, and I had met her just after the CM Punk pipe bomb, and she had actually never seen it. And so I actually said, "Why? How have you never fucking seen that? This is what put CM Punk over the top." And then I showed it to her, and she goes, "Oh my God, that is the most amazing thing I've ever seen." And CM Punk talking about how I'll go back to Ring of Honor and defend the fucking WWE title. That's just like, and going back to that, I'm like, watching it back a couple of years later, it's like, holy shit, what he did then. Like, to me, it's even more amazing now than I remember it. It's just, you don't do that. And he broke every wrestling rule that you do. You don't talk about other promotions. You don't, you just don't do that. And it's just, go back and watch it tonight if you guys want. It's fucking, we're probably just talking to ourselves anyway. It's fucking awesome. It really was.
Well, on the CM Punk DVD, he did mention Ring of Honor a couple of times. I think they even showed him going to one of their training places.
Training facilities. Yeah.
Well, on the DVDs, it's different. That's a documentary. They do that shit. That's not part of the rest of the show.
He loved that company, and he loved Gabe. Him and Gabe were really fun close.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but maybe you guys do know, but I'm sure Toby doesn't know, but Samoa Joe was supposed to be on the DVD. Samoa Joe was supposed to be in it, but all because he's in TNA, they didn't put it on the DVD.
Wait a minute. No. Going back to Toby doesn't know. What the fuck? Why'd you say
Toby
that?
never knows shit about what's going on in TNA.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll take that. All right.
Well, like I said, the WWE did some interviews with Samoa Joe.
Wasn't Hero supposed to be on there? Or Hero was on there, right?
Hero was on there.
Yes.
Yeah, he was Chris Hero. But they also did something with Samoa Joe, but I guess the last minute they decided not to put it because he's on their contract with TNA. So,
there was a lawsuit going on. There was that lawsuit going on with TNA with talent, and it was not going to fly at that specific time.
the lawsuit.
He was also mentioned on the Mick Foley DVD. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Samoa Joe.
Is it me or
for Toby?
Wait. What did you say, Chris?
Go. Sorry.
Is it me or Samoa Joe? Is Samoa Joe eventually? Is it just we're just waiting in the wings? The fuck is he coming? I mean, wouldn't it make sense? Isn't he a fucking WWE superstar? I don't know. He's just a.
He could be Sting. I think he's the next Sting, to where he was the guy that had all the just never went there. Maybe.
And that's going to be a horrible ending for him. So
I don't know. I mean, at this point, does he even really need to?
I'm hearing that he doesn't like the travel.
He could do so much with Punk. He could do so much with Punk.
I'm just hearing he doesn't want to do the travel, the WWE travel.
That's according to Bruce. According to Bruce has always told me, and I've never heard this from anyone but Bruce. But Bruce always says that Samoa Joe is with his knees and stuff can't cut the WWE schedule that they need him to cut. But I'm like, you don't even need to have him cut the schedule. You can have him do the Shawn Michaels broken back schedule where I'm only going to wrestle pay-per-views. If you want to do that with Joe, he doesn't need to wrestle.
You put a shitload of money in his hands, them knees will heal up pretty nice if he can hang with his boys again. I mean, there's a lot of his boys are down there.
I just can't see WWE doing that kind of giving that kind of contract to Samoa Joe, a Michael said contract. First of all, it's WWE, they're corporate. They're gonna think, okay, no one knows who Samoa Joe is, which we all know who he is.
That's ridiculous.
I know.
Everybody, the whole world knows.
Hey, back to what you just said, Oscar. Everybody knows who's who now in professional wrestling. All fans know who's who.
Samoa Joe
Except for the young kids.
About as big as it gets. Samoa Joe is about as big as it gets.
WWE didn't think we knew who Scorpio Sky was. That's why they gave him that stupid Herald name.
Scorpio Sky is in no way near Samoa Joe's level.
Yeah.
And will never, ever be in Samoa
The kids don't know. That's what it is.
Well, you got to think WWE. You got to think what WWE. You got to think. They think we don't know who Samoa Joe is, but but in reality, we do know.
I'm pretty sure what it is.
They know.
Like Triple H knows that the fans know who fucking Generico is. They know that we know it's Generico. That's why they tried to bring this new gimmick out with the with the Los whatever, and
JBL chanting ole ole ole. That would piss me off.
They're not stupid. They know that we know. They know that we know who Sammy Callahan is.
Did you hear Samoa Joe on fucking Stone Cold's podcast? I mean, they know who the hell people are. They know. They all know. And Punk loves him, and don't think Punk ain't clamoring for that motherfucker to come.
Punk is actually tweeted.
Classic.
He actually tweeted one time, Chris. I would love Samoa Joe to be part of this roster.
Listen, his best matches in his fucking career, his top 5, 3 of them are fucking against Samoa Joe in their trilogy in Ring of Honor. And that's fucking hands down, and they even say it in the DVD. He even says it, that some of my best work in my life is with him.
Have you seen the DVD, Toby?
Which one? The Punk one?
Chris Hero. I mean the CM Punk one.
Not yet.
You gotta watch the documentary. Watch the fucking Samoa Joe matches with him. That's the first thing you need to do.
Is it on Netflix? Because the matches won't be on Netflix.
The CM Punk
matches will not. Yeah, the matches will not be on Netflix. You gotta research and find that shit. If I gotta send it to you,
I'll go ahead.
But I will not send it to you.
Or something. If
I will not send it to you unless you watch it.
No,
I will not send it to you unless you watch it.
Oh, I was gonna say if it's that good, I'll go out and buy it.
Well, there's a DVD that Ring of Honor released. It's called The History of Samoa Joe versus CM Punk. It's called the Trilogy. It's like $15, and it shows all 3 matches, and it has all the promos, and it has the history of it, how it became the shoot interview. There's actually a shoot interview that was taped that CM Punk and Samoa Joe are together on the couch talking about it, how it all came together. It was a tape in 2004. It's fucking